Hello everyone. Hope you are all right. In our previous session, we started discussion on stakeholders of forest. There are total 4 types of stakeholders from which we have already discussed 3 types of stakeholders. We talked about the people who live in or around forests and are dependent on forest produce for various aspects of their life. We have talked about the forest department of the government, which controls the resources from forest. We have also discussed the industrialist who use various forest produce but are not dependent on the forests in any one area. And now, in this session, we will talk about the fourth type of stakeholders, the wildlife and nature enthusiast who want to conserve nature. So, now let us talk about the nature and wildlife enthusiasts who are in no way dependent on the forests but who may have considerable say in their management, which means these are the people who are not dependent on the forest but they have willingness to conserve and preserve the forest. The conservationists were initially taken up with large animals like lions, tigers, elephants, and rhinoceros. They now recognize the need to preserve biodiversity as a whole. But shouldn't we recognize the people as forming part of the forest system? They have been enough worked for conserving forest. There are number of examples where we have seen local people working traditionally for conservation of forest. Let us take an example of Bishnoi's community. In the case of Bishnoi's community, these people live in western Rajasthan, which is on the border of the Thar Desert. Conservation of forest and wildlife has been a religious tenet for them. These nature loving people have for centuries been conserving the flora and fauna to the extent of sacrificing their lives to protect the environment. These people of Bishnoi community have played an important role for conserving the environment by sacrificing their lives. And these people are living with the basic philosophy that all living things have a right to survive and share all resources. The government of India has recently instituted an Amrita Devi Bishnoi National Award for Wildlife Conservation. Students, please remember the name of National Award, that is Amrita Devi Bishnoi National Award for Wildlife Conservation. And that is in the memory of Amrita Devi Bishnoi. Please remember the name. This award is in the memory of Amrita Devi Bishnoi, who in 1731 sacrificed her life along with 363 others So, this Amrita Devi Bishnoi played an important role by giving her life, by sacrificing her life, and with her, other 363 people also sacrificed their lives. For what? For protection of Khejri trees. Remember the name of tree, Khejri trees, and they are in Khejrali village near Jodhpur in Rajasthan. Different studies have shown that the prejudice against the traditional use of forest area has no basis. And for that, we have an example. And that example is of the Great Himalayan National Parks, which contains within its reserved area alpine meadows. Now, alpine means which is related to the mountain area, and meadows means one of the grassland, piece of grassland. So these piece of grassland were grazed by sheep in summer, and the shepherds drove their flock up from the valley every summer. So in every summer these sheep graze these alpine meadows. When this national park was formed, this practice was put to end. When the Great Himalayan National Park was formed, this practice of grazing the grass every summer, that was put to an end. Now it is seen that without the regular grazing by sheep, the grass first grows very tall and then falls over, preventing fresh growth. And management of protected areas by keeping the local people out or by using force cannot be successful in the long run. And we all know about deforestation, which is caused by industrial needs or development projects like building or roads or constructing dams. The damage caused in these reserves by tourists or the arrangements made for their convenience is also to be considered. So there is a great damage of forest for constructing dams, for making buildings, roads, etc. We need to accept that human interventions has been very much a part of the forest landscape. We need to know that when the environment is preserved, the benefits of the controlled exploitation go to the local people, a process in which decentralized economic growth and ecological conservation go hand in hand. And the kind of economic and social development we want, that will ultimately determine whether the environment will be conserved or further it is destroyed. So it is based on us, how do we conserve the environment. The environment must not be regarded as collection of plants and animals. Instead, we need to use these resources with due caution for our economic and social growth and to meet our needs. So, this is all about forests. In the next session, we will learn management of forest.